Hello and welcome in.
Please do not leave your luggage unattended on the station.
Welcome to the show. Can you hear us now? Oop, I heard us coming from somewhere, so I think we're back on.
Test.
That TV's on, which I can fix
Can you
by
guys hear
doing
us?
that. There we go. I think we're on. All right.
Perfect. We're in.
We're in.
His glasses are fogging up.
Oh, so bad. They're fucking. It's like COVID all over again. We were just saying we spent an hour talking about Marty Netchis, 8 years, $92 million extension. And what does he do, Megan? Comes out and 41 seconds into the game leaves his mark. Still 2 periods to go against a very good hockey team, but we knew this would be a tough test for the Avs. They've got to be relatively happy with how that period started. Probably want to clean up the penalties a bit.
Yeah, so it's a good road period against a very good Vegas team, very deep. So I think you are happy with that if you are the Avs. There's a slight tilt in favor of Vegas in terms of possession, even though the Avs come ahead in the shots battle. And so you could see that kind of as the period wore on too. It felt like Vegas just had a couple more high danger chances all said and done, including some stops from Wedgwood late in that period to help keep them in it, keep things pretty stable. A big save from Wedgwood on Riley Smith, a slap shot from the circle. And so I like to see Wedgwood locked in after a couple shaky outings. And I like that the Avs struck early and it was that top line because it was a high skill play, but it was also born from hard work and players like Lehkonen winning a race to a puck, McKinnon winning a battle against Eichel for that puck, and then just a high skill, high end cross slot feed from Makar. So it's a combination of everything that you want to see the Avs doing well in this game, but you don't want to abandon that work that helped to bring them that goal. And so I think that'll just be kind of cleaning things up in their own end, a simple, efficient breakout to transition play up ice and play a little bit more on the attack, a little bit more in the offensive zone. But they still did a really great job of this, getting shots off quick. So I like the continuation of that shoot first mentality that Jared Bednar has been talking about. I continue to see it. I see it in the way that the D is playing. Some really good stuff from Manson, Malinsky that comes to mind from that first period. So a lot to like, and I liked the kill. I don't like that they took a penalty, but it was a really strong kill. Vegas, I don't think got a shot off on that power play, and Valdichushkin comes up with his own shorthanded chance again. So really aggressive kill, really solid. I think that they can leverage momentum from a strong kill like that, but I'd obviously like to see them, because it does feel like it's so within their grasp, just take control over this game in the final 40.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I'm looking for. Look, Vegas is a really good team. They're going to get their chances. They're going to get their looks. How do the Avs force Vegas to play the way that they want to play for the last 40 here, right? And I think that's where, as we talked about on the pod pregame, putting focus and emphasis on things now that you're going to want to, just be kind of second nature for your group come May, June. And I think that's something that Cup teams are good at is we make you play the way that we want to play. We will dictate the pace. I want to see the Avs continue to do that here against a really good Vegas team. I want to talk about a player really quick, Megan, that we didn't really get to talk much about a couple nights ago. And then we didn't talk much about on the show today because of everything that happened with Marty Netchis yesterday. Victor Olofsson, former Vegas Golden Knight, making his return to Vegas today, was among the league leaders in shots on goal without getting a goal to go coming into these last couple of games. I believe he had put 28 shots on net this season before he got one to go, and then the floodgates kind of burst open. I just kind of wanted your perspective, given I thought this was an appropriate time to bring it up, former Vegas Golden Knight, Victor Olofsson, what his impact has been here to start the season for the Avs. I think he's been as advertised, if not maybe a little bit better than maybe what had been sold coming into this season.
Yeah, I like how consistent he has been in his process. I think players can get frustrated when they can't get one to go, that maybe they complicate things, overcompensate in some other way. And he's just continued to put the puck on net exactly as he knows. And even looking at this first period, he leads the team in shots on net with 3, with an additional attempt blocked. That's pretty impressive for him to continue to shoot in that volume. And I'm glad that he worked through a lack of frustration, I'll say, because I don't think he let the frustration boil over into his game because he trusted it. And I think you've seen the high-end shot now get rewarded, but I think there's also been high-end passing that has rewarded that line. Right now, we're seeing Colton elevated in the lineup, and that Olofsson line with Drury and Landeskog comes away one of the best possession lines out of that period. And so I think just the puck touches that Olofsson grants his line, no matter where he's playing in the lineup, is a testament to his top 6 caliber skill that complements what is also that really lethal shot that he has. And so I think that he's been as advertised and above expectation, and I believe him to be a really engaged player away from the puck, and I see a commitment to it. And so it's not that he's this physically imposing force on the ice, but I see the commitment in his intent, and I really appreciate that about him. So I've been so happy with the fit. Going back to cool guy, he is cool guy. He's definitely cool guy in my eyes.
And yeah, like you said, it's been the versatility that's been really nice for him. And then again, you see those 3 goals a couple nights ago, just effortless release, and some easy goals, right? Reminds you a bit of Andre Burakovsky. However, feels like there's a bit more upside to Victor Olofsson than maybe there was to Andre Burakovsky. A little bit more
dimension.
Yes.
I think he's a little more well-rounded, and he's putting a lot of work into that too. I don't think that's always come naturally to him. I think that coming from the culture of a demanding buy-in that was Vegas, I think it really transitioned well for him to come to Colorado, where there is also a pretty high demand in what's being asked of him. So I think it's been a really great fit. And I love to see even just that first period. He continues to be consistent.
I give you so much credit for continuing to look me straight in the eye, just completely
kind of just looking in this general direction and disassociating.
No, it's impressive. And I'm trying to keep the whole ensemble together for at least this entire intermission report, but I'm sweating. Megan, you mentioned Scott Wedgwood earlier. He does get to start again today, which does lead us to believe that Mackenzie Blackwood will be going in net tomorrow. We talked to Mackenzie Blackwood yesterday, and I asked him about the way that Scott Wedgwood has played, making it so that he can take his time with recovery, get back to feeling comfortable, and not feel like he's got to rush because the team absolutely has to have him. And he made sure to say, I don't want to be out forever. I don't want to, get too comfortable doing this, but how nice it's been for him to have a guy like Scott Wedgwood who could come in and just say, yeah, take your time, get back to 100%. I can handle things here. And I think I think there's a lot of teams who would get their starting goalie back and immediately be like, we need to get him in the lineup, get him in against Vegas. Scott Wedgwood has afforded the Avs the luxury of being able to say, nope, we'll give this one to Scott. We can, with all due respect to the San Jose Sharks, ease McKenzie back in a little bit tomorrow against a team that is near the bottom of the standings.
It is a luxury to be able to make that decision too, because you're right, other teams might not have the same trust in their backup, and they would want to then rush their starter back in. Because I imagine that Mackenzie Blackwood's first game back is going to have some blemishes. I hope not, but it's probably fair to expect it'll be a little bit different for him to get back up to game speed. So I would not want to throw him to the Lions against the Vegas
Wolves,
Golden Knights.
Gorillas.
Against the Gorillas. I wouldn't want to do that to Mackenzie Blackwood. And so it's nice to have a goaltender you trust in Scott Wedgwood, who I think has started this period looking confident.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, really, Megan, I there's games that you sit back and look at and you say, all right, I want to see the Avs dominate, take over for the next two periods and, put this game away, whatever. This is not one of those games for me. I want to see them continue to stick to their process. And like we said, get Vegas to play the way the Avs want to play. Don't get caught running around. That's a tough environment to play on if you let Vegas start running downhill a bit. I want to see the Avs keep the pace of this game high, but play within their structure, their system, force Vegas to do the same. Looks like we got a super chat in here. Ooh. Monkey super chat. Gorilla super chat.
Monkey super chat.
Can Jesse dunk in the gorilla suit? What do you think? Of course. I can probably
with a trampoline.
Right, I was gonna say.
Wow, I love chat. They're up in the ante.
Yeah, they are. They're on one today. I think it's pretty clear I can dunk. Look at the size of these hands. I can definitely palm a basketball with these.
Not sure.
Definitely confirmed.
Not sure it's clear.
It's pretty clear, at least to me. I'm not going to prove it, right? I don't have time to go out. I'm not going to dignify.
Do you guys remember when Jesse wanted to do the splits really bad? He was begging you guys.
And you know what?
To get him to do the splits.
And they didn't want me to. I would do them right here in a monkey suit
I
right
know
now.
You would. It was the funniest thing.
And just nobody wants it, I guess. Nobody wants to see what an athlete I am. Megan,
one more thing.
Yes, I was going to say, thoughts here going into the second.
Avs out hitting and leading in blocks right now. There's like 15 additional attempts on Vegas' side that either missed or were blocked by the Avs. So I just want to point out that Vegas is very much in this game, and it's important for the Avs to stay in it equally and push the pace, like you said, kind of force Vegas to play Avs-style hockey. Because right now that it's teetering on a knife's edge, escape blade's edge, if you will, between two very good teams. So there's a lot of hockey left to be played. And I just want to see the Avs continue to put their foot on the gas.
I'm with you. That's going to do it. We're going to get tuned back in for period number 2 from Las Vegas on this spookiest of days. She's Megan. I'm Jesse. We'll be back second intermission. Talk to you guys then. Enjoy the second period. Bye.